Hi everyone, I'm Dan Abrams, and this is Court Camp.
We, the jury, find the defendant.
Don't touch me like that.
Come back up here right now.
We start things off at the Russell and Wayne County's Family Court in Kentucky for a hearing on a domestic violence order filed by a husband against his ex-wife.
You and the respondent were married in the past and have children in common, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were the statements you made in your petition true and correct at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you willing to make those statements part of your sworn testimony here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you asking the court to enter an order restraining the respondent from any contact with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've taken your statements in your petition as part of your testimony, but I need you to tell me briefly, in your own words, what happened to cause you to ask for a domestic violence order.
Yes, Your Honor. Things have been escalating, I guess, since the first of the year. And Melissa's had a couple of MIWs and a couple arrests. And she got out of jail in, I guess, April. And she started, we hadn't really had anything personal up until that point. She got out of jail in April. And she
My
started,
personal life is
No, no.
your business, John. It has nothing to do with
Miss
you.
Hardwick,
No.
you will be in contempt of this court if you become
I don't
disruptive.
care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to
Okay.
him.
She will be arrested for contempt
It
of the
doesn't
court.
make any
You
difference.
will serve 10 days for contempt of court. You go now.
Hold me. Wait, see. Get my boyfriend off the floor. Get it.
After spending nearly 5 months in jail, Melissa Hardwick pleads guilty to intimidating a participant in a legal process. She avoids any further jail time by agreeing to a court-ordered diversion or rehabilitation program for 5 years.
The emergency protective order will remain in place of no contact.
Next, we head to the 3rd Judicial District Court in Las Cruces, New Mexico, for the detention hearing of Sigmund Gomez. Gomez is charged with multiple felonies related to the sexual abuse of a minor. Gomez and his girlfriend had allegedly raped a 15-year-old family member repeatedly over the course of 2 years. Today, he's in court for a detention hearing and has just learned the judge has denied him bond, meaning he'll remain in custody until his trial. It takes 7 deputies to subdue Gomez. Gomez now faces additional charges of resisting and obstructing following the courtroom outburst. Next, we head to the S. James Foxman Justice Center in Daytona Beach, Florida.
We are ready to go for our hearing, Judge.
all right, Mr. Cook, come on up.
The woman being sworn in is 18-year-old Keandria Cook. Cook's in court today to receive a sentence for using a dating app to set up a robbery that ended with another teen being shot. The teen survived. Cook has accepted a plea deal that will drop a conspiracy charge, which carried a maximum penalty of life in prison. But counts of carjacking, attempted carjacking with a deadly weapon, and felony battery are still in play.
All right, come on up, Mr. Cook. You get to say the final words.
I just want to say that I'm sorry for being wrong, that the person had me so, because I didn't even know he was my boyfriend and his friends did made me do this. I didn't even know what was going on until it was at wrong place at the wrong time. I just want to say I
prepares to hear her sentence as her loved ones look on.
Ms. Cook, you're before the court for sentencing. A couple of things going in your favor. One, you didn't hold a firearm during this episode. The second is that the victim luckily survived. That being said, this was intentional. It was an orchestrated ambush, and you are a main part of that. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and adjudicate you guilty of all 3 charges, sentence you to 20 years in state prison.
The crying you hear is coming from Cook's mother. The sentence much more severe than they expected. It turns out that Cook and her mother's reactions were so intense because they believed the plea deal meant no prison time. Judge Foxman allows her to enter a new plea deal, citing miscommunication between Cook and the assistant public defender. As a result of that new deal,
I think he got good and I think he got potential on the other side of that.
Cook's sentence is reduced to 11 years in prison.
This is not pissing me off.
No, I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just beat your ass.
Down to the Moore Justice Center in Brevard County, Florida.
2 charges, assault and resisting. You have the
Public Defender Andrew Weinstock and his client are appearing before Judge John Murphy, whose voice you hear.
Public defender, what do you want to do?
Have they fought?
They have.
I'm not waiting.
All right, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I'm not waiting. You want to set up for trial? Set up for trial.
Judge Murphy wants the defendant to waive his right to a speedy trial because the court's schedule's backed up. Weinstock isn't budging, and tensions are mounting.
If I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now. Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
No, you know what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand and represent my clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back, and I'll just beat your ass.
They both head to the hallway behind the courtroom, just out of the view of the court's cameras. Believe it or not, they get into a physical altercation until Judge Murphy returns to the courtroom alone.
Thank you.
I will catch my breath eventually. Man, I'm an old man.
Once Judge Murphy catches his breath, he continues with the rest of the hearings without Weinstock present.
Your choices, considering there's probably going to be a changeover in personnel, are setting it for trial June 9th, or if you were wanting to waive speedy, we would set it for July 15th.
I would like to get it done as fast as possible.
That doesn't help me.
The incidents investigated by the Florida Judicial Qualifications Commission charged Judge John Murphy with threatening to commit violence against an assistant public defender, engaging in a physical altercation with counsel, and resuming his docket while defendants were without counsel. The case eventually reaches the Florida Supreme Court, which orders the Andrew Weinstock later resigns from the public defender's office. We're in the Cherokee County Magistrate Court in Gaffney, South Carolina. This is 25-year-old Joshua Mosley. He's being formally charged with the murder of Drenika Hopper. Hopper was found unresponsive in a Gaffney home with a gunshot wound to the head. The two were acquaintances, and Mosley's believed to have been in the home with Hopper before the shooting occurred.
Everybody lived being faith. The victim's family is here. Well, their members, I want you to stand up this time. Yes, sir. Everyone stand up.
Family members and loved ones of Drenika filled the courtroom for Mosley's hearing. In an unusual proceeding, the judge is allowing them to address the defendant directly.
I'm picture of Joshua took my baby away from me. And he was wrong for that. You done destroyed my family. I hope you don't never get out. I really didn't think what I was going to say. I just wanted you to know that even though in your mind she may have not meant much to you, she meant so much to us. It's not even
the opportunity to respond.
Are you going to waive your right to remain silent? Yes, sir. Now, are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol or anything? All right, sir. If you would please stand.
She was playing with it, dude. I don't know why she put it away, and she made a mistake. She accidentally shot herself dead. I promise you that's what I'm going to quit saying it.
We're back in Gaffney, South Carolina, where murder suspect Joshua Mosley has asked to address the family of the victim, Jernica Hopper.
All right, sir. If you would please stand.
I'm not crying like this for anybody. My mom has cancer. I'm locked up 2 years right now. I can't do anything for her mom. And if Nika was here, she would tell everyone that I did nothing wrong. I did not harm Nika. I made mistakes. Me and Nika, I did not harm Nika. I'm gonna let it very clear. I did not harm her. My lawyer told me you and I come in here and make a statement when the time comes because he can't use against them. Tell again. I don't care about the prison time. I want everybody to know the truth. I did not harm Nika. We never argued. We had no reason to be mad at each other. We had no reason to want to harm each other. She was playing with the gun. I don't know why she put it away, and she made a mistake. She accidentally shot herself dead. I promise you that's what I'm going to quit saying it. I'm telling you. She doesn't look like she was. She doesn't look like she was not doing it. She was not doing it.
Joshua Mosley remains in custody today awaiting trial. He maintains his innocence. Now we head to a sentencing hearing at the Lincoln County Courthouse in Newport, Oregon. Scott Patrick Lemon, seen here wearing a blue shirt, is awaiting sentencing for charges of robbery, burglary, theft, 2 counts of menacing, and 4 counts of coercion, all stemming from a home invasion. In the courtroom is a deputy, Lemon's lawyer, a police officer, and another attorney. Deputies requested an electronic restraint for Lemon during the proceedings so that he could be immediately restrained in case he acted out. The judge denied that request. Lemon lunges for the officer. If we take a closer look, it appears that Lemon attempts to grab the officer's weapon. Fortunately for everyone, he's quickly taken down. Lemon has attempted escape added to his list of charges. He's currently serving a minimum of 7 years in prison. Now we go to the Clark County District Court in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
One hearing wrapping up, another about to begin.
So, Mr. Troiano's here on behalf of Mr. Woods. Mr. Woods is here in custody.
A jury found Terhane Woods guilty of child abuse by injury.
I'm going to go ahead and go forward with the sentencing today. What's the state's position?
We want to warn you, the description of his crimes are disturbing.
This individual is extremely violent, and he's a ticking time bomb and a threat to anyone who is around him. And sadly, when the date of our event, it just happened to be a small child. And that child almost lost his life in this intervention in order to save his life.
That's the defendant, Woods, interrupting. He's just off screen to the right.
What?
When the mother was here, she'll tell you.
All right, Mr. Woods. You got to let her make her argument, okay?
He's asking for 8 to 20 years.
Oh, your turn yet. Hold on.
And I will submit it with that.
You mean to tell me?
We're back with the sentencing of Terhane Woods, who's been convicted on charges of causing serious bodily injury to a 13-month-old child.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
What?
When the mother was here, she'll tell you.
Woods has been interrupting the proceedings, while the judge has been attempting to keep things moving forward.
The child had no bruises on him, no marks, no wounds to his liver, no nothing. When they took the child to the hospital, they started to stick tubes down the baby for a breathing problem that he never had and caused that injured.
All right, Mr. Woods. You got to let her make her argument, okay? Mr. Troiano's going to make an argument for you in a minute.
Your Honor, I think a 3 to 10 is wholly inappropriate. The state is asking for an 8 to 20 years,
Not your turn yet. Hold on.
and I will submit it for that.
All right, Mr. Woods. Mr. Troiano's here representing you. Let's just see what he wants to say.
A little child was body slammed and almost died. The jury found Mr. Woods guilty of that heinous offense. But at the same time, I think we all understand that Mr. Woods just quite frankly isn't on this planet. He's been suffering from psychosis and mental health issues since the age of 5.
Notice the additional corrections officers beyond what we normally see in the courtroom. Woods acted out during his trial, so extra security was requested.
This was a violent case. There is a violent history. I do think you're a danger to the community, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you to 96 to 240 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections on count 1. On count 2, I'm going to send you to 12 to 36 months to run consecutive to count 1.
So how many years is that?
8 to 20 plus a 1 to 3.
8 to 20 plus 1 to 3?
Correct.
You mean to tell me?
It seems like Woods just lunged at the prosecutor. 6 officers now trying to subdue the defendant. That's the defendant's mother, obviously distraught. Woods is eventually restrained, put in a spit hood, and wheeled into custody. No additional charges are added to his already lengthy sentence. Joining me now is a man who witnessed that scene firsthand. His defense attorney, Michael Troiano. Thanks very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Do you think this was premeditated?
Truly, in my opinion, based upon dealing with him, I think he just snapped. I don't believe it was premeditated whatsoever.
It's been reported that he was trying to attack the prosecutors, but you don't buy that.
I don't necessarily buy that. He initially has the snap freak out where you hear him say, "You mean to tell me?" And then within split seconds later, you hear a pound.
You mean to tell me?
That first pound was him swinging his bound hands and hitting, I believe, one of the prosecutors' bags that was on their table.
And what's going through your head as this happened?
To be honest, it was an adrenaline rush, and I don't mean that in a positive way. It was obviously a very scary and frightful situation for everybody involved. It's just everything else is blocked out, and you've got that tunnel vision on what's in front of you.
And never for a moment were you concerned that he was going to come after you?
I don't believe he was trying to intentionally attack myself. I personally don't believe he was intentionally trying to attack the prosecutors, because if that was his sole intent, I think being so near them and seeing how far away he got, he could have gone right after one of the 2 prosecutors that were there.
Did you talk to him after this happened?
I'll put it this way. We're pending appeal right now, and we're currently waiting for the state to file their reply. We'll see where it goes from there.
Michael Troiano, thanks very much for coming in studio. We appreciate it. That's it for this edition of Court Cam. Thanks for watching.